Love is more than a four-letter word. It is sacrifices, it is compromise, it is patience, and everything else that you do to ensure that your partner is happy. Through the eyes of our guest tonight, we found out that more so it is about selflessness and forgiveness. Good evening, Eswatini. My name is Moket, and this is Love is More Than a Four-Letter Word. Today we are joined by the amazing Mr. Sands and his lovely wife, Nomawetu Matebula. Join us as we uncover the journey of their love story.
My name is Sanziso Matsebula, better known as Sands. I am a father, I am a husband, I am a businessman and entrepreneur, and I'm the founder and director of Kingdom Tales Music Records. And I'm an artist and a friend and a brother.
I am Nomawetu Matebula, a baker, a mother, a wife, a sister, a daughter, a cousin. I am a baker. I'm also currently studying business management, and I like doing things with my hands.
I love my wife because she is the world to me. She inspires me quite a lot, and she loves me quite a lot, and she is so humble. She's God-fearing, she's beautiful, and she's gorgeous. You know, she makes my heart skip a beat, and in Siswati we say tiki tiki.
What I love about my husband is his humility, his patience. He is loving. He is faithful. He's not arrogant. He's understanding. He's a God-fearing man. He is very hardworking and committed in whatever he says he will do, he does it.
Welcome back, dear viewer. We are sitting now with Mr. and Mrs. Sandiso and Nomawetu Matebula. Mr. and Mrs. Matebula, welcome to the show. And before we get any deeper with this talk that we're here to do today, in your own words, how would you describe love? What is love to you?
For me, it's showing kindness, showing appreciation, and respecting each other, and being honest to each other consistently, without any way back, basically. With no way out, certainly.
How would you describe it in your own words?
I'll just add on to what he said, but it's basically the same. Acts of kindness, honesty, respect, patience with one another, and yeah.
Do acts of kindness involve those big roses with cash in them?
Of course.
Yeah, but to add on it, like ngakubekisa njenge family kind of situation whereby unemnakeni or unatsatseweni, no matter what happens, that never changes. You know, there's never a time whereby akasabi umnakeni njoba ngitsatseweni. So that's our definition of.
Nice. Given that, I like that actually. Given that, now how would you describe your love language? There's 5 types of different love languages that I know of. You can add now, Guinea, what is your love language? What is yours? What is yours? And how do you make them come together?
Mine is respect. Well, you can name one too.
Words of affirmation, quality time.
You agree deeply to that?
Yeah, I agree. You know.
And touching each other,
Affection.
Yeah,
Showing affection.
showing affection. So I think they complement each other. They come together in the sense that when we are spending time together, all these things that we have mentioned actually come into play. It just naturally happens.
Right. So now, but your husband is a very busy person using icons. So how do you balance the quality time there if he's out there performing?
I make use of every minute when he's not working.
Nice.
When he's not working, it's me and him and the kids.
Yes, every opportunity that I get where I'm not away or working somewhere, I make sure I am at home. We spend discussing with my kids and my wife, and sometimes we go out, just to try and cover up some time. Because in most cases, Siba busy, so she gets busy.
Right. How do you balance go by individual? You're a musician, and she's not. So how do you maintain and balance that? Ungalahlekelwa isight of lokulahlekweni yakho, as an individual. How do you maintain individualism in your marriage?
I think it's actually being able to communicate about what I want and where I see myself and what I'd love to do. And she also communicates. We create that kind of a space where siyakhona ukukhuluma ukuthi mina ngifuna nani. Naye akhona ukuthi okay naye naku la kufunako. This is where lana la naku la funa kwenda. This is where she sees herself. And then through that we are able to find ways to actually come together. Sikhona kusitana.
Right.
In supporting each other on each and everyone's
so
individual.
Now there's the kids. How are you maintaining shift focus here? Because if you're not anywhere else, you've got to be with the kids. There are so many duties that a mother does for Bampan. How do you ensure and what would you say to others? Give me Bampan, but my own dreams and aspirations.
Well, I think that there's time for everything. For me, there was a certain time in my life where I felt like I cannot juggle all these things together. So I took a little bit of time away to spend time with my kids to raise them until they were old enough for me to know, I can go back to my normal life, my marriage, all of that. I think there's time for everything.
Sure.
You need to just understand that, okay, now I cannot do all of this at the same time. I need to just make time for this. I do this and I move forward to the next thing. Bit by bit, be able to, it just comes naturally.
And then friends. You spoke about doing other things. Friends.
And friends as well. When you have kids, it's not easy to go and see them. So they come and they see.
Oh, cool.
They come, we see each other, we communicate over the phone and whatnot. So yeah, we managed to keep our friendships, our relationships with people around us.
Nice. I'm actually learning a lot from the Matsabulas. I believe you also are. So viewers will go for a quick break. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is my bestie Lindela Mtande.
Hi guys, this is my bestie Sakila Koza.
How did we meet?
How did we meet?
How did we meet?
How did we meet?
It was the year 2014.
Oh yeah, I remember. We shared the same play, Mommy.
Yeah, we did. Kabago.
Kabago, yes.
She'd be so proud of us, I think.
I tried to get you to be my partner in crime because I used to take more than 2 takeaways during lunchtime, as we were supposed to have 1. But you were the saint. What I love about Sakile is that one thing for sure, if I feel like goofing around anytime, for example, when I'm in town crossing the robots, if I were to stand in the middle of the road and start dancing, she wouldn't just stand there and look at me. She'd do the same thing because, I mean.
So, okay, but also another thing, one of the most important things, she's basically my emotional support. So she's there for me emotionally and, I couldn't, thank her enough for being that. So the tourist attraction that holds a special place for us is Sheula Mountain Camp. We recently went there, I think on the 1st of January.
Yeah.
It was to celebrate one of my favorite cousins' birthdays. So I was just like, hey, I need my bestie to tag along. So then we went there. It was so beautiful, just to enjoy like the scenery of it, the fact that it was so traditional, and we could just, basically recharge and just be in such a quiet and beautiful place. That's one of the things that I think we both enjoyed.
The views. The views. The views. Oh my God.
The best holiday that I'd planned for my best friend would definitely be Royal Jazini. Take you away, for a whole weekend, my guy. Go for game drives, game cruises. There's also that accommodation, I think. I forgot the name. But I know it's like a full house, catering and everything. I know you'd love that.
Just imagine waking up to beautiful views and you just see an elephant.
Right.
Okay, but us being black people, first we run because it's in the blood. I mean, yeah. But either way, a place that I would take her to, plan a holiday for her, definitely has to be Ngonyeni Estate. She loves it so much. She always talks about it, like every time just on some, okay, I get it, chill. Chill. But she always talks about it. So
It's the spa more than anything. It's the spa.
Thank you, Eswatini Tourism.
#Love Eswatini.
Welcome back. We are still sitting with Mr. and Mrs. Matsebula, and I like where the conversation is going. I like it when young couples tell their story, because but you guys married young. Why did you decide to marry young?
I don't think I'm young, am I? I don't think. I think even today, I'm so we hey, you'll get married when you are 40 or what.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, there's nothing that differs. I think once you are ready, just go for it.
Okay, Matsebula, your definition of ready is to help someone else.
Being ready is understanding what you are firstly getting into, what marriage is, and your responsibilities and all that, because it differs from just a relationship.
Yeah.
Once you are married, now you are committed. Because in my belief, Lutanvo, Luba up, down, but then you still have to be consistent with your promise and role as in that relationship.
What would you say,
I don't know if I can say much about being ready because I'm the one who gets asked, would you marry me? And I just say yes. I don't know if I'm ready or not, but I think you just know. You just know.
You just know this is the one and there's no turning back.
I think you just know, because you already know your partner. You know their lifestyle, and you need to see yourself with that person in the future. Am I going to be able to deal with this in the next 5 years? Yeah.
But having said that, there are people that get into it because the biological clock is ticking, for one, and because they feel it's a marriage at the end of the day. And when they come across these challenges of, I can't live with this person, what would you say to those people?
I think, just like Matsebula said, you need to know that you're being committed. It's not always going to be all nice and all rosy. It's not every day like the one has to corner. So I think you need to just understand that, okay, these are not our best days, these are our worst days. You go through it, you conquer, you move on. You just need to be patient.
Sure. So guys, what are your worst challenges that you faced together?
One of the worst ones was when we were preparing for our marriage, our wedding actually, sorry.
Right.
And basically COVID-19, it was in the middle of COVID-19.
Right.
And the biggest challenge was that we were not getting business, we were not getting jobs.
As a musician, right?
As an artist, I wasn't getting hired.
Yeah.
So it was quite a challenge. So I think Sakona overcome just by prayer.
You're a praying couple.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's one of the reasons why I married her, because she is quite devoted to God.
Nice.
I think it's one of the things that are very important as well. Your spirituality must be intact.
Right. Now I'd like to get into the happiest one. Let's take a deep breath. That was hard, right? Let's take a deep breath and talk about your happiest moment together. Besides your wedding day. Besides your wedding day.
Besides our wedding day, our happiest moments was when we had our daughter and our son. Yeah.
Amongst others.
There are a lot.
I know.
There are a lot of
The best one was
the best.
Yeah. That's
Having
a
a
highlight.
daughter and a son, that's
What does that mean to you, though? Now you're responsible for somebody else, not just your husband, but for children. What does that mean?
it's a lot, but it's a very nice journey, because I'm getting to know this young person.
Tiny humans.
They're growing, they have their own personality, they have their own likes, their own preferences. I think it's a beautiful journey.
It's actually a phase of growth in our relationship, where now we are not only responsible for just each other, but now we are now also responsible of raising this little young kids. Nathi kusifundisa lokuningi ngoba phela ekugcineni kwabonke basuke baphumela kithi. So you're just seeing yourself there, through them. So it also plays a good role in bringing us together.
True.
Even as a couple, kuthi ngisho awu namhla sivuke sibukelelana, but the kids just are able to then bring us together as a family. Alishoni lila dlalisane sonke as a family. So I think that's one of the special inputs that Ubane Banfana has had in our relationship.
Very well understood. I do hope you and yours will also be getting your first kids or whatever. But Eswatini, let's go for a quick break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. So let's sit in our Matsebula and Jine Funzabo. And I advise you now, if you think that you're ready for marriage, please do go for it. Right, Mr. and Mrs. Matsebula, or in a relationship, there's always a giver and a taker. In your union, who gives the most? Who keeps receiving the most?
Well, there's something we give, there's something we receive. There's no one who gives less.
Niga, yes. I like that. So don't keep on taking, but also do give to your partner. Now, guys, what the one lesson you've learned from the first year of your marriage?
Selflessness. Sekufuna namcabanga nami ngiphinde ngikhona ukuthi ngicabange naye make Matsebula ukuthi awuyena
Right.
she feels so. I don't think of myself only. Nangibachela nje awubenzile ekuseni I think I want X. I just go for it. So now I have to consider that it's just not me. That is one of the definitions of love.
Selflessness.
Selflessness.
Yeah, I think I will echo what you're saying. Kuti, what we've learned in our first year is also to be patient with one another. It's Siakala.
Yeah.
We are getting to know each other's interests, our habits. I wake up in the morning, I do this. All that, our lifestyles, we are blending them in. So we've learned to understand each other, be patient with one another, to forgive, good danger. ukuthi sesivubeni sengivubile mina ngihlete 5 days wonke angikukhulumisi, you know, I live with you, so vele I will forgive you and we move on. So yeah, just
Selflessness, forgiveness. Those are the biggest lessons they've learned. Now, guys, the smallest and biggest compromises you've made into being with each other, what are they? Compromise. They say that love is about compromise because but somebody there has to be compromised somewhere so that, you know, the hand fits into the glove.
It's kuloko ukuthi wathi ukuthi sekune responsibility lethinte lesonayo. Now you can't just do things as you wish and when anyhow nje ukuthi namhla ngifuna khamba bese uyathambela, you know. Now you have to compromise and think of the next person as well. It's Pela, I need to give time to her. So now I can't just go out with the guys anytime. I now know it's okay. And most of the time.
So in nice time, yeah,
in nice time.
Basically.
Say sekaya kahle.
Great.
It's just creating that environment at home.
yeah, at home.
Right. Now I like that, and I want to know ukuthi nguphi ma ukuthi in nice time say sekaya. Definitely there's things now in your partner also they enjoy more than when you weren't living with them, right? Ngiphi aspect yempilo yakho manje wathebula lokho ukuthi this one changed because of my husband, or had my husband not been here ngaba ngikhola ngaba ngikwendanga lokho, had she not been here ngaba ngikwendanga lokho ngaba akwendeka lokho ngutiphi leto things up?
I think it's sike sakhuluma ngabo nje lesifundzile. Yes, it's the selflessness part and the patience part and the forgiving part. You know, when you're used to being alone and you know what, so loko nje kungifundisile kakhulu ukuthi okay, this is not how you do things, this is how you're supposed to do things. So yeah, I wouldn't have I don't think we would be here right now having this conversation if I had that mentality I had when I was young. I'm still young, I can do anything I want, you know. So yeah, I wouldn't be here. He has helped me a lot to be calm in most situations.
Nice.
Yes.
For me, it's growing up to be a man, and you know, my goals I'm you know. Now, I don't think we would be having land. I don't think we would be building a home, a house.
Yeah.
Ikaya, you know. So nje sekushintshile indlela sengicabanga ngayo sengiyathi hey ufuna umuntu abukhona ukuthi invest, ufuna umuntu abukhona kwakha ikhaya icetse kahle. Must buy land for my kids, invest for them, you know. It's angicabangi ukuthi ngabe ngilapho kube bekangekho make kwenzekile.
Nice. Kuhle ukuthi niyasitana niyathelelana futhi. Now before you go Matsebula, can you please advise young unmarried couples nabantu labasabako and others who are just married in their first year and they feel like yo I'm done. Just quick advices to them.
I'd say lokumcoka when it comes to marriage ngolesisekelo sami. Siqala kuSimakade, you know, because he first loved us.
True.
So time for suka kuye. Ngoma ufuna bewathi ukuthi nangabe umthatha lapho ke lenza. Ufuna bese then you need to understand that no matter how many times singakhubana or siclash, asihlukani. We go through that, siyedlula kiko sichubekele empili njengoba naNkulunkulu nathi asithanza.
Right. What would you say to young girls?
Yeah, I think I agree with what you were saying, that you need to make God the center of your relationship. you need to know what you both want, communicate, be honest with one another, respect one another, understand that you are two different people who want to come together and be one. Understandana nje uyabo nekucabangelana nje ukuthi okay nangenta kanje mina yena angafila njani uyabo noma mina nangakwenda nakungentiwa kimi ngingeva kunjani kimi so kungaba ngiloko nje it's not hard it's really not a hard thing it's not scary it's really not scary yes it's scary now that hey marriage because people say a lot of things but it's really about humbling yourself and
just communication is the key to each and every relationship because so it's just to be able to communicate, be free. So I think when that info together.
Lessons from the Matsebulas. Let's go for a quick break. Siyabuya. We're still keeping up with the Matsebulas through their eyes who love Jenny Yabo. Now we're getting into the nicer part, but before we get into it, since there's a music maestro, so I'm going to ask them, which one, in all the songs that he has, which one is both your favorite song or stands out for the two of you?
Zululand.
Yeah. Do you want It's actually my favorite song more than his, but yeah, it's our favorite song.
Why Zululand?
I think it speaks to our...
speaks to it's about me.
Yeah, well, that's why.
Nice. Now Zululami is, of course, in his latest album, Rhythm of Sense, right?
Yes.
Of course. Available on all digital platforms. Right. Let's get into the quiz. I want to define your love in my own terms, or we are describing your love in our own terms. So I'm going to ask you 4 questions, right? Just 4 quick questions and I'll be able to tell. If your love was a destination, this is the first one. If your love was a destination, which one would it be between Costa Rica, Victoria Falls, and Rome?
Rome.
Do you agree? Yes. Yeah.
Right. And if your love was a dance, which one would it be between tango, pata pata, and ballroom dance?
Tango.
I knew you'd say that.
Now I want her to answer the last 2 ones. Right. If your love was food, which one would it be between biryani, curry stew, and cheesecake?
Cheesecake.
Definitely.
Well, of course I agree.
Right, let me summarize your love. Darling, you picked Rome, tango, cheesecake, and water. Right. The destination, Rome, it means that you adjust to things easily. You do as the Romans do. Right. If it was a dance, you picked tango. It's mysterious, adventurous, and expressive. Of course, you'll express how you love languages. Indeed, you're expressive. If it was food, it would be a cheesecake. You're classy, you're sweet, you're romantic. For joining us. Well, we are at Sibebe Resort, the one place this side of the country, Lene Cultural Village. Let's take a look at what happened there. Being at Sibebe Resort is the best thing ever, even if I say so myself. And I would like to thank Bagamatsebula Bayavumelana Nam. How was the cultural experience? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, we certainly enjoyed. We took a tour
Yeah.
in the cultural homestead, and then kwaba khona lapho khona basikithela kwaba mnandi umuntu bese kakade asigcina siphatha.
We enjoyed that one quite a lot. Lesbaka, Logiza, yeah. That was the highlight.
Thank you so very much to the Matsebulas for joining us on this special edition of Love is More Than a Four-Letter Word. Do remember to join us again next week. I'd like to send a big thank you, a huge shout out to Eswatini Tourism Authority and of course Sibebe Resort for this wonderful experience that we've had today. Remember to follow all of Eswatini Tourism Authority's campaigns online. They do have the Love Eswatini campaign going on right now. I do know you want to be a part of that. Thank you so very much, Eswatini Tourism Authority. #Love Eswatini.